Hello everybody and welcome back to the Open Door with me, Mickey. I have allergies. I know I sound congested and stuffy, but I'm sorry for that, but here we go, because today I want to talk about reckless abandonment. Actually, I want to show you what I think reckless abandonment looks like. My son Sam and my husband did this for like 10 minutes, and every time it was so great to just watch Sam zoom through the hallway and jump into the arms of my husband, because he knew that my husband would catch him, that my husband would be there. And the more that I watched this, the more that I was like, that's what our relationship with God should be like. 2 weeks ago, I talked about, do you trust God? And I admit, when really faced with that question, I had to be honest and say, I don't think I trust God 100% with everything. Maybe in this area I trust Him, but not this area of my life. I'm not sure. Maybe it's 80-20, 90-10. I'm not really sure, but I know it's not 100% total, complete trust in God. I want to trust God with all that I have, all that I am, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I want to be like my son Sam and just run in the direction of my Heavenly Father, jump into His arms, and know that He's going to be there. One of the moments in my life where I really felt that I trusted God with everything was when we adopted our son Lucas. He was 14 months at the time. We saw his little face on Facebook, actually, that he needed a forever home. And I knew in that instant that God wanted us to be His forever family. And there was a lot of paperwork to do, a lot of training and researching his medical condition. And all of that, like, it was stressful at times, but I don't ever remember a time being fearful. I was just moving forward with a silent confidence about what we were doing. I was not fearful. I was not anxious. I'm like, this is what God is calling us to. Everything is going to work out. Somewhere along the line, I lost that a little bit, because there are times in my life where I want to experience that same confidence in God's will, that complete trust in His plan, but I still hesitate, or I'm unsure, or I'm fearful, or I'm anxious about things in my life. It could be with finances or employment or jobs or family. There's so many areas in our life where worry and fear and anxiety creeps in. And when that happens, it's a sure sign that we don't 100% trust in God. And that's a harsh reality to face, because I do think most of us want to have complete trust in God. So how do we do that? If you didn't watch my vlog from 2 weeks ago, I recommend it, because in there I present a prayer from St. Ignatius of Loyola that has been a go-to of mine. I say it multiple times a day. And along with that prayer, I also say, Jesus, I trust in you. So when there are times where I can sense myself starting to worry or be fearful or anxious, I'm like, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. Because even though I'm not sure if I 100% trust in Jesus, I feel like every time I say those prayers, it's like training for a marathon. You know, you don't start off being able to run the whole thing, but each step of the way in your training gets you closer and closer to your goal. So I don't think that I 100% trust God, but I think that every time I take those spiritual steps by saying those prayers, I get closer and closer to that total abandonment and trust in God's will and God's plan for me. So this week, that is what I would like you to do, or your challenge, is to incorporate those prayers, or any prayer that you have found that really speaks to you about trusting in God with everything that you are and everything that you have, getting rid of that fear and that anxiety that can sometimes plague us and stifle us from doing God's will. So my challenge to you is to continue a daily habit of prayer. Build up your trust in God. Repeat those prayers that I've recommended because I know that they have been helpful to me. But I would also like to hear from you this week. I would love to hear of a time when you have felt that you have completely trusted in God's plan and God's will for you. Or maybe also share a time when you have struggled. And what are those things that you do to overcome those fear or anxieties, to really place your trust in God and His will? Because I think as a community of believers, we learn from each other, and sharing our stories and our triumphs and our struggles are at least something that's extremely beneficial to me, as I hope it is to you. So I'd love to hear from you this week. You can comment here or on Facebook or Twitter about anything that you have to say about trusting in God and His will in your life. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have a great week. Remember to run to God and jump into His arms with total abandonment, knowing that He's got you, that He is going to provide everything that you need to accomplish His will in your life. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye.
Yeah, jump on Daddy when you get out! Sam,